Hello, everyone, and welcome back to IGN Live at Gamescom 2017. I'm Alana, and I'm here with Bill, who is a creative director at Turn 10 Studios working on Forza Motorsport 7.
How's it going?
Thank you for being here.
Yes, you're welcome. You're welcome. It's exciting to be here. My first time in Cologne. It's awesome.
Oh, no way. It's a beautiful city.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Gorgeous city.
So to get to Forza, this beautiful game that we're seeing here, the big thing people always ask leading into these kind of things is, what's the biggest change coming from Motorsport 6?
Well, definitely first and foremost, it's the amount of content we have. We've got over 700 cars, the largest collection of Ferraris, Porsches, and Lamborghinis of any racing game. Over 30 environments with dynamic weather, dynamic skies. We really wanted to make sure every time you return to a track it's different. And we're showing it here on the show floor in native 4K, 60 frames per second in HDR.
What is it like working with those huge car manufacturers?
It's exciting, right? Because everyone's so different, right? It's, in a way, you're dating, so many different people at the same time.
Exciting stuff.
It is exciting, right? Because everyone's got their own technique and the way they approach their market, and they're excited about cars in different ways. And so you get to share that passion, with a car manufacturer, through us, through our fans.
And what was it like getting the Porsche license finally?
It was like Christmas morning.
Yeah.
I mean, being able to, announce a 6-year exclusive partnership with Porsche. And they're a great partner. We got to announce the brand new GT2 RS to the world.
Yep.
We brought it here. It's actually at the show floor, which is exciting. And yeah, they've just been an exciting partner for us and our esports effort in Forza Racing Championship.
Yeah, can you talk a little bit more about that? What is the esports angle that you're going for
with
Motorsport 7?
Yeah, after we launched Forza Motorsport 6, we kicked off the Forza Racing Championship. We just finished Season 3 at the 85th anniversary of Le Mans. We actually got to have the winners be crowned at the podium at Le Mans. And with Forza,
so that's the first time ever.
The first time ever that's ever happened.
Cool.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. Again, a great deal with our partnership to be able to do that. And then with Forza Motorsport 7, we're going to be, we have brand new leagues modes. We got some cool new adjudication tools to prep players to get ready to jump into esports.
So they're going to be things that are inside Xbox Live itself that really complement the esports angle. Like, I know we've seen a lot of different things implemented to get people playing online, like there's beacons on Xbox Live. Now there's the actual tournament infrastructure. Like, how are you working with the Xbox UI?
Well, what's great, being a part of Microsoft, we're first party, and so to be able to influence things like, simple things like looking for group and clubs. So players that are really wanting to kind of hone their skills and be better drivers, they can now find better ways to do that. And then, mixer integration, to be able to broadcast in 4K, to see a game in 4K. We've got, brand new drivers. It's not just a great competitive sport, it's an awesome spectator sport as well.
Yeah, and it does look beautiful.
Thank you.
This is, the first time that you've made a game in 4K. How different is that?
Well, this is actually kind of year 3 for us. After we released Forza 6, we took our engine onto PC with a free game called Forza 6 Apex. And then after that, our Forza Tech engine was released on Forza Horizon 3. And so over those few years, we've definitely learned a lot about building for 4K, texture resolution, shadow resolution. But more so, we were then able to, take that and lower our min spec, lower our recommended spec. So it's not just the hardcore guys that get the beauty of it, but it's opening up to millions of more players to be able to play on PC.
And we'll definitely talk about PC because that is an exciting thing too. But what's it like working with the Xbox One X specifically, and what do you think it offers to players that a regular Xbox One might not?
So, I mean, first and foremost, it's the most powerful console ever made, and I've been in the industry for 20 years, and I can tell you, like, hands down, as a developer, it's the easiest box to build for. Yeah, and it's kind of like I said, it's a little bit of Christmas morning. We got it, we started to play with it, and we started to turn things on, and we started adding more particles, grass density, and you're just all of a sudden, and it's staying again native 4K, 60 frames per second. It's been awesome console to work with.
That's something that you don't really think about in a racing game is grass.
Yes, right. Oh, trust me, we think of all sorts of things. Grass and, the wavy tube arm guy that you see on the side, right? There's a lot of thought and energy that goes to, not just the cars and tracks, but basically, what's the environment? How do you make it feel like a big race day?
You've got those wavy tube arm guy physics locked
Yes,
down.
yes. There are review meetings for those, believe it or not. Yeah.
Funny.
Yeah.
So you guys have a lot of focus on customization and the way people can play. How are the dynamic weather effects And what kind of choices can people make if they want to play just by themselves to make things as customizable and as weird as possible?
Yeah, so in the campaign mode, or if you're to go into multiplayer, you know, every time a player returns to track, it's going to be different, you know. So sometimes you'll be racing a track, you'll see a storm roll through, it'll start to rain, puddles will grow and expand from lap to lap. If you're in free play or you're in like you know, your private lobby, you know, players can change their weather settings. So you know at the start of the race, if they want it to be a downpour, they can. If they just want the overcast and just lightning, they can change those settings.
How specific can you get with that kind of thing?
You can get pretty specific.
Yeah.
I mean, we've got a pretty robust system that we've always had with our multiplayers, from car restrictions to laps, and now with things like dynamic weather, you know, we really want to give players more of that fidelity so they can choose and build the experience how they want.
What is the longest track that you have in the game?
The longest track would be hands down be the Nürburgring. You know, it's the green hell, right? It's kind of the track to beat in the game, and you know, to be able to have something like dynamic weather now in it, like it adds just another incredible layer of realism to it.
And replayability, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Well, it does look absolutely gorgeous. We're seeing trucks right now.
Yes, these are the race trucks.
There are over 700 cars in
Yes, over 700 cars. And what's great about it is the diversity of the cars that we have. So obviously you're seeing race trucks here. You got to see the 911 GT2 RS, but we've got Polaris Razors. You know, we've got, you know, you know, the birth of the supercars, the 959s, rally heroes, you know, muscle cars. It's just a dense amount of diversity. And what's cool is something like our brand new campaign mode. You know, we let players kind of jump in and out between all these diverse divisions as they make their way through the championship.
And as for tracks, so we know we've got lots of cars and lots of options there. What are some of the most exciting returning tracks?
Well, personally, one of the most exciting ones is Maple Valley. It's a fictional track that we introduced in Forza Motorsport 1, and so it's kind of an awesome homecoming to bring it to you know, to the Xbox One family of devices. And not only that, to have dynamic weather, the sky variation, and just to see, you know, what that game used to look like on the original Xbox, to bring it back now. But we also, you know, we have Suzuka, which is a huge track in Japan, which is exciting to be back. Mugello. We've got our Crown Jewel, a brand new track that we've built in the city of Dubai.
I was going to say, I'm from Australia, where JDM is a huge thing.
Yes.
People love their Japanese tracks.
Yes.
So how many Japanese tracks actually are in the game?
Well, we've announced our full track list, but right now we have just Suzuka.
It's still very, very exciting stuff. So for post-launch, what's the plan? Are we going to get Cars' DLC and Tracks' DLC?
So we've already announced you know DLC. We tend to do a DLC plan, monthly DLC plan, and as we did with FM6, we will constantly be updating the game as we again plan for our next season of Forza Racing Championship. And again, we're kind of in this new world now where with spectating and broadcasting and esports, where you know the games are continually being updated. It's no longer just, oh, the game's done, I'll see you later. And so I'm excited for, you know, not just the launch. We launch on October 3rd, but what's going to happen in the next few months, 6 months, 8 months, and continue to evolve. Yeah.
So to totally change the direction here, if someone has just played Forza Horizon, how do you think they would fare jumping straight into motorsport with 7?
Well, I'm excited. You know, we've always had a shared set of assists players can put onto the game. We've obviously got the driving line, braking assist. You don't need to brake. You can just have the game brake for you. But we've added even more in Forza Motorsport 7. So we've added, you know, stricter steering assist. We have a new surface type assist. And if you turn that on, you know, whenever you hit gravel or wet grass, it's not going to slide you around anymore. So it's going to be a little bit stickier. And that's important for us. You know, we want to make sure anybody who approaches the game, no matter what type of player you are, from 3 to age 99, that you can just pick up and have a good time.
Do you see players starting with a lot of assists on and then slowly kind of taking them off as they get better at the game?
It really depends on the player type, right? And so we've got a new system in the game with what's called mods, and mods challenge players to, you know, by turning off, you know, the braking line or going to regular steering management control, you'll get more XP, you'll get more credits, and so we want to try to challenge players to get a little bit step by step to you know, experience, you know, the full depth of our simulation. You know, we do obviously a lot of work to make this, you know, an authentic simulator, and we really want players to experience what a car feels like. But if they don't, anytime they can pause the game, change the assists, and as long as they're having a good time, that's all that matters.
Well, that's nice.
Yes.
And then speaking of mods, what do we have in terms of literal car mods?
Car mods, I mean, you know, if you've ever played a Forza Motorsport, you know kind of the breadth and depth of our mod system. You know, we got side kits, fender kits. You know, you can get now we've got wide body kits you can do for players. We've got a whole new system around car classification called homologation, where we go through and we make sure that we put restrictor plates on certain car divisions so that it's apples to apples. It's all about the best driver, but players can at any time crack that open, add any upgrades and tunes that they want.
And so does that mean that the auction community is probably going to be just as active as it's ever been?
Absolutely. I'm so excited for that. You know, like I said, you know, we've got over 700 cars, and we've got a brand new way for players to collect cars. And by collecting cars, you're going to get better rewards when you level. And one of the great ways to get cars is to go out and check out in the auction house.
Yeah, absolutely. So I know you have mentioned it, but just to reiterate, when is the game coming out and how can people get it?
Yes, so we come out on October 3rd on the Xbox One and PC on the Deluxe and Standard Editions. Ultimate Edition players can actually play it 4 days early on September 29th. And then November 7th we come out, will be available on the Xbox One X.
And that's very, very exciting.
Yes, we're so excited.
Thank you so much for joining us,
Thank
Bill.
you.
And for more from us here at Gamescom, stay right here on IGN.